Hi everyone, how are you doing? It's Ari. So 2-0 defeat, we'll talk more about that in a moment. This is the review, so if you're new around here, what we do in the reviews is we'll hear from Rafa Benitez in a moment. We'll look at the lineups, we'll talk about the game, we'll look at the league table as well. We'll mention any players who are notable mentions as well. Liverpool fans, if you are watching, we do talk about the opposition in these videos as well. Let's crack on for the lineups. Let's begin with Liverpool. So we got 9 out of the 11 right here. So Karius in goal, Alexander-Arnold and Lovren were the 2 we didn't get right. The rest of them we did. Van Dijk, Robertson, Chan, Henderson, Chamberlain, Salah, Firmino and Mane. To be honest with you, there wasn't massive shock surprises there. I mean, those front 3 are absolutely dynamite, and we got the midfield 3 correct as well. Many people telling us that there wouldn't be that case, but we were right. Let's have a look at Newcastle now. And this is a massive surprise by Rafa Benitez. He went with a wing-back system of, it was Dubravka in goal, Yedlin was the right wing-back, and then the usual Lascelles and Lejeune, but Paul Dummett was moved from left-back to centre-back, and then we're seeing Kennedy play left wing-back. We're seeing Diame and Merino in the midfield. We're seeing Atsu on the right, Murphy on the left. I felt that should be the other way around, and Gale up top. Which was interesting because there was no Matt Ritchie at all. Yes, he was on the bench, but we didn't see him even come off the bench as well, so maybe that's an illness which Rafa, or an injury that Rafa was referring to against Bournemouth. Of course, we're still missing Slimani, and he should be back for the Southampton game, which we'll talk about later on in the video. Now let's talk about the game then. So the first chance, real big chance, was in the 19th minute, 15th minute, where Emre Can clips the ball over and Salah's running through. He half volleys it, and Dubravka actually pushes it wide, but the referee, Graham Scott, actually gives a goal kick, so it was actually a wrong decision. You know, we weathered the storm. Liverpool were dominant the possession. They were absolutely fantastic. Ticky-tacky football, moving around. Newcastle were very disciplined, really well organised, very great in defence. But the goal eventually came where Yedlin passes the ball back to Lejeune, who fires it up the pitch, and then Van Dijk just heads it back into midfield. Oxlade-Chamberlain turns. Diame and Merino are out of position. He's running at the defence, which means the defence is going to have to step out. And of course, that then leaves Salah free, who slots it under Dubravka's legs. Dubravka's probably a little bit unfortunate because he gets a touch on it, but the breakthrough was there. It was coming eventually. It's disappointing that was 5 minutes before half time. However, we'll go into half time, and I tweeted out saying, look, we're still in this. If we can keep it at 1 goal, we'll be alright, because we will have that chance. And just before half time, when almost had that chance, you know, a nice build up by Newcastle on the left flank. Merino then picks the ball up on the edge of the box. He flicks it to Mo Diame, and Mo Diame's got to hit it first time, because I think it was Robertson who was firing a challenge at him, and Diame pings one with his left foot. Comfortable height for Karius. He should be saving that. It's a good save, great save, and he pushes out for the corner. And we'll go into half time, and that was the only real chance really that we had, probably the all of the game. And then the second half, it was more or less the same. Liverpool again dominated the possession, moving the ball around with ease as well. And then the goal come in the 56th minute, very similar to the first, where Liverpool are just running out of centre midfield. Diame and Merino, for me, couldn't cope with them today, and it's Firmino who's running out of defence again, because the midfield are out of position. A defender's got to come out. The ball is played to Mane, great touch, absolutely brilliant finish, side foot into the corner. 2-0 up, practically it's game over more or less. But you know, Rafa tried to make some changes. He brought in Hoslu for Gale on the 65th minute. You know, we've seen Merino come off. It was disappointing for Isaac Hayden. Isaac Hayden had a chance later on. He should have done a lot better. For me, when the cross comes in and he heads it wide, it's quite soft. And we've seen Perez come on for Murphy later on, but to no avail. Liverpool might have had a penalty later on, probably should have, where Salah's 1-on-1, Lascelles is next to him. We've seen the given, but luckily for us, we'll keep Lascelles fit for the next game. But you know, Liverpool, let's talk about Liverpool in general dead quickly. You know, that second place is well up for grabs. I mean, their midfield and front 3, well, their front 3 are absolutely frightening. If you can get Oxlade-Chamberlain running at you as well, that could potentially be 4. I said earlier on the live stream tonight that I think their front 3 is much better than Man United's front 3, because those front 3 can do stuff on their own, whereas the other ones, for like for example, Lukaku needs service. The other 3 could just do it like that. And honestly, I like Liverpool. I like the Scousers. I like the City. I was in the City just a couple of months back as well. Very similar to us Geordies, but love some of their success. I'm not going to lie, I'd love to be competing year after year, and they love Rafa Benitez. We've had connections all the way out through the years, going back since Terry McDermott and Kevin Keegan and Alan Kennedy, for the older fans who are watching. Knock it on its head. Liverpool should go and get second place. Go on, they're now better than I would like to say. Man United go further down the league. But let's hear from Rafa Benitez what he thought about the defeat today. What about you, Rafa?
Yeah, it's true. I'm really pleased with our fans and the Liverpool fans, so both. They were really good for me, but the main thing, the game, we played against a good team. They were very dangerous as soon as we were giving the ball away. They were quite dangerous. We know they have the pace, the ability up front. But we were managing more or less the situation for 40 minutes, so it was just a mistake. And then we concede, and the second half you have to take more risk, and then you are a little bit more open, and then it's when they were more dangerous in counter-attack. Yeah, I think so. I think it's obviously we are learning, but still making some mistakes against these teams. It's quite difficult to not concede. Then we are improving, but still we have to get there.
So he's happy about his return, disappointed that he's been beaten. That's the first time that Rafa Benitez has ever been beaten by Liverpool, ever. The 5th or 6th game, I think that's his 6th game. But, you know, I think the results, most of them have went Newcastle's way. Swansea winning 4-1 at West Ham, man. Bloody hell. But the rest of them, the Stoke and Southampton went down as a draw, which is good for Newcastle, because even though we've now played Liverpool, we don't have to play them again, the 2 Manchester clubs. Newcastle dropped only 1 place to 16th, which is good. We'll obviously have our eyes on Crystal Palace on Monday night, so ironically I've just been slagging Man United off there, but hopefully they do us a favour on Monday night. And like I touched upon, that league table is very tight, as it has been for a good 2 or 3 months, and we've got massive games coming up now. Southampton and Huddersfield, they are huge, massive cup finals for us. We've got to get 6 points to be safe, because we've still got to play Spurs, Chelsea and Arsenal yet. And I think if you give us 4 points now, I would take it, but ideally you want 6. You cannot let them be gaining points on you. You just cannot. These are the 2 games. These are massive. Everyone's going to be talking about it. I know we're having a bit of a gap between games, you know, because I think we've only got 2 more games in March, but that they're huge. Player mentions dead quickly. I thought there wasn't many key standout. I thought Marino struggled. I thought Diarmi struggled. I thought our best players were probably Lejeune and Paul Dummett, and that just tells a story about our display tonight. And Liverpool, absolutely fantastic. They deserve the win. Yeah, I'm not going to say that Liverpool this, Liverpool that. I think for Liverpool next year is buy a goalkeeper, maybe another centre back, just keep away from Lascelles, and I think they can possibly push Manchester City next year. Why not? Why not? Because I like Jurgen Klopp. I think he's quality and I think he's great. Let us know what you think in the comments down there below. Cheers for watching. See you. Bye bye.